Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Tyrone back with Tech Life, and here we have a great article from CNET, which I will leave in the description down below so you guys can check it out. T-Mobile's 3 years with Sprint. What changed since the merger? So, right off the bat, the big negative is the job positive count that did not end up happening. Right? The only thing that T-Mobile is continuing to push out into the media is that they said that they would be at a larger number of employees than either companies were combined, right? Before the merger. That's the only thing that they keep claiming as of recent in the media. But we saw it right off the bat, day one. Jobs were cut, stores were closed. So that wasn't really a promise that T-Mobile kept. Don't know how they're getting away with that, but they did not really keep the promise of a day one positive. Now, some things that they did do, I would say they did achieve the 5G goal of them expanding the 5G coverage and the network, and they got started right out of the gates. Immediately they got started on that, and they kept pricing down. Right, they did have some increases here and there, activation fees and such, but they haven't yet, right, increased any of the core pricing. So that's a good sign. Could that still happen in the future? Like I said, I'm positive myself that won't happen. I speak to people daily, but there's people out there with different opinions. But I'm saying it would be counterproductive if T-Mobile raised pricing in the slightest, right? They could literally just stop offering free lines and make more money that way. They don't have to raise pricing. They could just stop with the free line promos, or they could just maybe charge $5 for those free lines for the thousands of people that have them, right? They could do that. They don't have to raise their core pricing on the Magenta Max or the Magenta plans. They don't have to raise it. They can make money other ways that aren't too impactful, right? Could there be some churn? Yes, but eventually the customer has to understand that, not everything is free. But knowing T-Mobile, and with Mike Sievert still as the CEO for the next 5 years, they're not going to touch legacy plans. They're not going to do that. They haven't done it. It would be completely, like I said, counterproductive for the company. It could cause unnecessary churn. Now, new customers coming on board, could they get a revamp on plans and higher pricing? That is potentially, a possibility. Like I said, get rid of the insider discounts, get rid of the free lines, and just charge those new customers your pricing for all the lines. That in itself could help T-Mobile, right? So it's not hard. It's not going to take a rocket scientist to figure this out for T-Mobile. They got very smart teams. They just got a recent raise in a credit rating from Fitch, and it's not hard to figure out at all. They are on the right path. They know exactly how to attack the competition. They're going into the rural spaces right now, small towns. They're attacking. Like I told you in the previous video a while ago, the port ratios are off the charts. Wherever T-Mobile moves in, retail distribution, network, the port ratios are off the charts. They're getting those customers. And that's what's helping T-Mobile have the higher ARPA, because they're able to attach a lot of stuff to that account. That customer comes in rural, they put in the address. Oh, you qualify for fixed wireless access. What's that? Boom. Got that customer. Smartwatches, tablets. Those are big lines that are coming in. And if it's cheaper, that customer is likely more enticed to get everything there because it's cheaper than what they previously had. So those are just some of the things that T-Mobile did keep their promise on. And, some of those call centers, although quietly, they did launch more of the call center stateside. So that was one of the promises that they kept as well. Now, that did not equal in them being job positive day one, but they're bringing more of the reps stateside. So the one in New York launched, I think in March or February, I can't remember. And then there's another one in California that also launched. They didn't make it a big deal. They didn't announce it, but it already launched. And that's bringing more reps stateside. And I'm hearing, John Fryer has some more stuff planned on that, especially now as the company is approaching a digital first approach. So there's going to be more reps available during the day. As you recently saw, 24/7 chat is ending. And that's because there's more traffic coming through the lines to queue during the day than at night, right? At night, far less busy. No sense of having that person on the payroll when there's not a lot of customers. So let's shift that person to during the day to handle more volume of calls, right? So they're not laying people off there. They're just shifting it around. They're moving people from the nights to the day shift so they can take care of more customers, right? It makes sense. Like I said, I've been in the wireless industry a long time. I've been using wireless. I worked in wireless. I've never called a chat, or I've never spoke with chat at 3:30 in the morning, right? I've never done that. Now, that may be different for you, but I've never had to do that. And I don't know the percentage of people that actually, do that. I know there's some people that wake up early and such, but, 6 a.m., I'd say that's still pretty early, and 12 a.m. at night is still pretty late to be open. So I'll leave this article in the description down below so you guys can check it out. Again, the jobs, that was kind of BS. They were not job positive day one. I wanted to clear that right out the bat. There's no excuses made there. Those are just factual numbers. But everything else, they expanded the largest 5G network. They kept that promise. They kept pricing down. They're keeping AT&T and Verizon on their toes in terms of competing. Now, as they move into rural United States, that's going to become even a bigger problem for Verizon and AT&T in those parts, to where they may have to lower their pricing closer to T-Mobile. So make sure you guys stay tuned to the channel for more. Check out this article, like, share, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.